Hello and welcome. I'm Lena Benjamin. You're listening to EmpowerHER Global podcast, where I interview women in business from around the world. Today on EmpowerHER Global podcast, I'll be talking to Katie Aucoin, CEO and founder at DearDuck, located in North America. Now, DearDuck is a consumer-managed database for retail customers and their networks. And Katie, the CEO, has a background in data analytics and is an expert in consumer DNA that drives our decisions. Hello, Katie, and welcome to the EmpowerHER Global podcast.
Hi, Lena. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Fantastic. Now, I've got a few questions here for you just to understand what DearDuck is about. So how did you come up with DearDuck, and why DearDuck?
Yeah, I came up with DearDuck because making decisions for other people is hard. And when I say decisions, thinking of the decisions that a retailer has to make when sending their customers personalized messages, are the decisions that we have to make as consumers when it comes to purchasing a bottle of wine or a gift for someone. It's really a constant guessing game, and it takes access to very deep preference data for everyone that we're making these decisions for that's not readily available to us today. And when you're able to make the right decision for someone else, it tremendously increases your relationship and strengthens it by showing that you understand that person in a deeper way.
I see. So this is for retailers in particular, so that they know what to buy into their store. Is that correct?
And that is correct. It's an additional use case, but really we start by saying, okay, who are the people that need access to this preference data? And it's the retailer, so that they can personalize for their customer, and it's the consumers, so they can buy for one another. So we give retailers a very fun and secure way to engage their customers, to opt into personalization, and to invite their friends to do the same so that they can receive recommendations for one another. And one of the additional benefits is that by understanding their customers at a deeper level, retailers can then predict more accurately, more precisely what they should be having and what they should have in their store, the inventory counts. But it also empowers them to really help everyone win, because once they're able to get it right for their customer, and once they understand who needs help buying for their customers and who their customers need help buying for, then they can make highly accurate recommendations for all of the parties making those decisions for others.
Fantastic. So who in particular are you targeting? Is it not the Targets of the world? Is it boutique type stores, or what type of stores do you and what type of customers are you seeking to sort of attract to DearDuck?
We have seen whenever we look at our whenever we look at our target customer, it is anyone that would have to make decisions for someone else. And it's not necessarily your appliance store. It's someone that third-party purchaser comes in. So we call them actually BFOs, people that are buying for others. So that could be Target, but whenever we think about Target, we look at their seasonal lines and their special collaborations with others, such as Chip and Joanna Gaines' Magnolia Home, so that we're able to bring that BFO into the mix and maximize the benefit.
Interesting. And so you license this product, or how does it work in terms of the business model?
Yes, we license it. So DearDuck is actually it's a platform that consists of a front-end retailer toolset that retailers white label. And on the back end, it consists of this consumer-managed database that houses very clean, manageable, and actionable consumer preferences and their buying networks and key dates, so that they can receive recommendations at any point for other people based on triggered events that are predefined by the user.
Fantastic. Okay, so what does DearDuck look like in 2020, so in 2 years' time?
In 2020, our goal is that we will have data that's so clean. Today, data is very messy, from not understanding the context behind user behavior, consumer behavior. There's not a clear understanding as to what you actually like. And an example there is my boyfriend recently, this is a real example, he recently bought me a pair of yoga pants, and now he receives messages as if he wears yoga pants. And
right. Yeah.
yeah, the latest one said, "We have your favorite body hugging, butt boosting, pink yoga pants, and you better grab your size before we run out." So, so you can imagine there, even if these retailers knew that Sean buys for me and that I buy for Sean, the recommendations would be ridiculous that they would be making for other people. So in 2020, DearDuck will be at a phase where the data is so clean and the buying networks are established that on a retailer's website, you'll actually be able to search by person rather than product, and it will be extremely precise. We've spent over 2 years understanding consumer DNA and what drives our decisions, not just that you clicked on a candy bar, but was it actually because that candy bar was dark chocolate, had caramel, did not have nuts, and was organic. So that by understanding those details, we can apply them very easily to any inventory, and it's extremely accurate.
So then when it comes to the shopping cart, and I don't know if this is a direct question to what you've just said, but when it comes to the shopping cart, would the person be able to click to say that they are the, the buyer for someone else? Or what was it? The
BFO.
BFO.
Right.
Drop down type thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So that will be in 2 parts. One, assuming that if you and I were connected, for example, on DearDuck's platform, and you were checking out at Nordstrom and you have my name, you had entered my name in the search bar, then the products would have been filtered for me. Whenever you clicked check out, we would assign that product to me, purchased by you. So we also take into account the unique relationships. So the recommendations that will show up for you to give me would be very different based on what type of relationship do we have. Is it a business relationship? Is it a family, best friend, those types of things? But then it also matches based on our similarities and ranks products higher. So the more that you buy for one person, we understand what types of things should be recommended for that unique relationship.
I see. Interesting. Very interesting. So what are your tips? Because this sounds very innovative and creative, and although it's got the analytical sides to it, it sounds really innovative and creative what you're producing here. And so what are your tips for empowering innovation and creativity in business?
I think you have to follow your gut and really talk to as many people as you can. Innovation is exciting, but it's also, it's the unknown and understanding to the core what the problems are. And I think that using DearDuck as an example, it's been a long road, and I've been lucky to have my professional background, my passions, my expertise all kind of aligned to create this unique product. But it took a lot of work to dig into what is the root of the problem here and who is it affecting, and understanding that it's not the personalization industry that is the root of the problem. Yes, it's flawed, but it's not the huge problem, and it's not that gifting is hard. It's not that we don't know everything about people. It's really that at the end of the day, it takes understanding thousands of different preferences, which I call consumer DNA, and then bubbling up to see who does that affect and how can we create a solution that combines all the parties. And so it takes a lot of patience and time to get there, and I really encourage people not to stop whenever they do have an innovative product that can benefit and scale.
Perfect. And so what's it like doing business where you are? You're in North America. Whereabouts are you in North America, and what's it like doing business there?
I'm in Texas. I've lived in, sorry, we can edit this. I am in Texas right now, specifically San Antonio, and I really go between San Antonio. Mm-hmm. Oh, awesome. What were you doing here?
It was years ago when I was a child. I was with my grandma and we were visiting, I think it was an auntie there, in San Antonio, so it's years ago.
So neat. It's become an amazing city. I moved here about 3 months ago. We moved the company here, and it's been great. But we, since starting DearDuck, I've been in Houston, San Antonio, and we do a lot of work in Austin. What's really unique about Texas is that it creates this triangle between Houston, Austin, Dallas, and then San Antonio's in the mix as well. But it's easy to get around, and when you combine all of those cities together, you have a hub that for innovation that's almost the size of Silicon Valley. And so by bringing the support and connecting those, it's been a huge initiative of Texas, and it's been extremely effective, and people are beyond supportive.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to wrap up this interview quickly, but if you just stay on the line for me. Thank you so much for your time, Katie. So you've been listening to Empower Her Global podcast. Visit the site EmpowerHerGlobal.com to subscribe to monthly business growth advice from a qualified advisor, and you can receive a taster session before you subscribe. So that's EmpowerHerGlobal.com. This interview will be uploaded as content and an audio file, so please subscribe to receive updates or send an email to Lena Benjamin at EmpowerHerGlobal.com, or you can send it to progress@EmpowerHerGlobal.com. Thank you for listening.